Hello and welcome back to Electric Drive Africa. We're at Sandton Auto BMW, and today we're looking at the electric BMW i3. I'm here with Jaco. Hi Jaco.
Hi, good day. How are you today?
Yeah, so tell me about this car. I'm always telling people BMW is one of my favorite brands because when I was young, I used to love James Bond. I still do. And back then he used to roll with a lot of BMWs.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So electric car, obviously all our other cars are basically hybrid in terms of the i8. So the car consists of, the car is actually one of the nice interesting facts, the car is made of all of refurbished materials. So none of these are, and obviously the car is made out of carbon fiber, which is obviously a very light material, very strong, and obviously the other one is very expensive. So if you look into the inside of the car, as you can see, what we call is a carbon tub. So as you can see, the whole car itself is in carbon, and all, no problem. And if you look at all these are refurbished, so all materials which they recycle and they actually use.
So it's a very clean car.
Exactly, that was the whole idea behind it. So all recycled material is used in the car, and obviously the carbon fiber is for weight. So obviously that dictates performance, your range in the car. This being our 2019 model, the 120 amp car, so just basically upgraded in terms of
so
range.
That's the one that goes about 260 or so.
That's it, yeah. Okay. So I can contest with that. So I stay about 100 k's from work.
Where's that?
So I stay in Pretoria. So my trip to work and back is literally 105 k's to home and back.
Okay.
And if I charge it fully, I go home, I come back, I still have about 170 range. So which is which is really awesome. So obviously you have a certain driving style with electric cars, which I'll demonstrate when we go for a drive. This particular car is very nice. It's spec. As you can see, it's got the professional cockpit, Harman Kardon sound, just to make it a bit more, funky and so I don't know.
And how many inches are these wheels?
These are 18-inch wheels. They are very, very precisely made for the i3. As you can see, you don't get a lot of 18-inch, but if you look to the back, you see how thin they are. So which obviously helps with resistance, because
so that's low rolling resistance.
That's what it's about.
To try and maximize on efficiencies.
Correct.
Yeah.
If you come around to the back,
how much cargo space do we have here?
So in these ones they have roughly about 245 liters. Obviously you can flip down the seats as well if you so feel it. That is your home charging dock.
Okay.
And obviously that uses a standard 220 volts.
So basically I can just plug it in like my phone.
Correct, at home. Okay. Obviously at all BMW dealers you'll have the fast charging, and that takes roughly around about 45 minutes.
Any time of the day I can come, even on Sunday. I can come and just plug in.
The security is always here, so literally for the guys to come. We have guys coming every single day to come in for a quick charge.
I see this one has CHAdeMO, CCS and also AC, so it has two DC options and also the AC.
Yes.
So which one does which plug goes into this one?
So basically it's the big one in the center.
Okay, that's the CCS one.
That's it, as you can see. So in our car, and it also is the fast charging one. So if you open this up, you'll see it has the dual. There we go.
Combined charging system.
That's it.
Yeah.
So but I mean, roughly from a full empty charge to full charge, you're looking at roughly about 45 minutes.
45 minutes.
From literally empty. So
that's not bad.
If you have a car that normally they run about 50%, people come sit here for 15-20 minutes, have a coffee, you get out, your car's charged again. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So and what do you have in the front, like in the bonnet? What do they call this here? Okay, so it's not your standard bonnet.
No, for sure. So basically,
so you can open it up with the key.
Yes. So basically, this is how your key looks like, and you obviously can open your bonnet from here, and obviously lock and unlock the vehicle as well. Let me quickly open this up for you. So inside here you have another charging dock as well. So obviously depending on what sort of a power you have at home, some people have 3-phase power at home as well. So you have additional one, and obviously your tire repair kit as well. Okay. Because they still run flat, being that it's a BMW.
Okay.
Perfect.
So shall we take it for a short spin?
You jump in.
So what are the two screens for here?
So this screen in front of me is literally just for driving information. So it gives you your obviously battery, as you can see, it's now literally 50%, as you can see, and then obviously gives you a speed, and also your center bar basically gives when you drive and when you charge. It'll actually indicate for you as you were driving.
Okay.
So, and then basically this system here basically is a standard iDrive system, just with the blue sort of eye touch to it.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but I mean, this is the same system that you can get on any BMW. And then obviously something unique to the i3 is how you basically change gears. So literally, like in the old days, you literally just change gears on here. So obviously, very easy peasy. And then obviously electric park brake as well. And then obviously we're off in complete silence.
Nice and quiet and smooth. Here we go. So the nice thing about electric cars is region. So how many levels of region does this one have? Regeneration braking, is it like
yes, no, basically this just hello, how are you? 541. Yeah, just test drive there around the block test. So depending on what mode you're in, so basically we're in comfort now, and then you get Eco Pro and Eco Plus. No, so basically this basically limits your top speed to 90 k's an hour, and if you go to the next one, it limits it to 130 k's an hour. But obviously your regen is much more effective.
Okay.
Yeah, so for home and back, I'll probably use the standard Eco Pro mode, and also it's literally a driving style that you're going to have to get used to. So the i3 is literally lift and coast, and you can literally maximize your driving distance and obviously your range. So you minimally have to use the brakes.
Okay. So then they last longer.
No. It's basically effectiveness of your recharge. So
okay.
I'll give you an example now. If we accelerate hard, so
like
as we go,
that. Wow.
and then you lift it off, and you can see your charge goes right to the max by just coasting.
By just coasting.
So now you're coming to, you basically just adapt your driving style.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but that's what I'm saying. We haven't even lifted off when we're already on 118 range. So just by, as you go on. So it's literally you just adapt your driving style.
Okay.
And then you can really maximize your range, which is really awesome.
So people are worried about range anxiety, but with this car, it goes 260. There's no need to worry then with
Definitely
260.
not. If you live in the Gauteng area, and you've got the funds to buy an i3, it's a no-brainer. So you've got minimal serviceable items, which is obviously your cost of ownership. You have an 8-year warranty on the batteries. So there's absolutely no reason. No one keeps their car for 8 years anyway. So, so you have got literally no risk.
I was talking to some people over in Europe, and they were saying people, they call it's got what they call the bulletproof battery, because the way the cells are stacked, they are stacked sort of like independently.
Correct.
Unlike other models, they put cells on top of cells. Correct. So the heat dissipation and all that stuff. Whereas this one, they're stacked only on one layer. So the cooling is more efficient of the batteries, and batteries hate heat.
No, for sure. That you can say again.
So how's been the response though in the market?
SA has been slow, and all honestly, I must say the Sandton area, the area that we're in, it's been the most active in sort of anywhere in sort of SA. So which is a really good for us. But as soon as people perception change, and I think the more electric models come out, the cost will come down, and I think that's the major thing, because a lot of people don't want to spend 800,000 on a small car.
And also there's still the luxury tax, and also the 25% extra tax for electric cars.
Yes, and like in SA, we're like in the UK, you actually get a benefit from the government if you drive. We're here, we don't have something like that as of yet, but I think with time it will literally come. So to obviously encourage people to drive. And I mean, other than that, it drives like a normal car. I mean,
for a small car, it feels quite stable, and I think it's because the battery pack is underneath. With the low center of gravity.
That's exactly it. Yeah,
feels quite stable.
And especially me, like I drive the N1 home, and I mean, you don't feel a normal, and I drive normal speed, 130 k's an hour on the highway, no issue whatsoever. Doesn't feel like the car's gonna fall over or out of control.
So with petrol, it's 16 rand now per liter. There's a real proposition for people to buy this car. You just charge it at home, and even better, if you have solar, you can charge with some solar as well.
Exactly, yeah. And it's also in the standard mode. I mean, robot to robot, you've got a little racer here as well. You can, it really is a nice and nippy car, which is really nice as well.
It doesn't look like the standard popular BMWs, like the 3 Series, 5 Series, but it's built like a BMW and it drives like a BMW.
Exactly, yeah. It's still, and not a lot of electric cars are actually rear-wheel drive. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but this car here is rear-wheel drive.
Okay. So, how much is it per month if I'm financing it roughly?
On 700,000, you probably look at a payment of roughly about 15 a month.
15 a month, okay. But then I make that back from not buying petrol. Over the total cost. If I'm to compute over 5 years, I might gain some.
You might, definitely.
Yeah. No, on the maintenance and the petrol.
Correct, yes, yeah. Because a lot of people spend 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 a month just on fuel. And that's not even a high number, so.
But at least BMW has been sort of like, how can I put it, on a continuous drive to promote electric car, because this car, ever since it's been available, it's always been available. Yeah. I remember the other, I think there was the Nissan Leaf, it was discontinued.
Yeah, so they also had some issues. I mean, a lot of Tesla is probably the biggest brand in terms of that, but they've had their fair share of massive issues as well with their vehicles.
What about the i8? I saw one in your dealership. Is that a popular model?
That one, for the money, the thing is, for that sort of a price bracket, I must say the guys feel that they'll rather buy a much more expensive high-performance car. Okay. But we have sold a few. It's a very niche market, so, and it's actually better that way. So people that drive it's actually a special car too.
Special car, okay. It's very beautiful.
Exactly, yeah. So it's not a car that also you find widely available, but I think that's a good thing.
There's a loud ICE. That's like, what is that, a Corvette? The yellow one.
Yeah. Can you believe it? A Corvette in SA.
So what about plug-in hybrids? Do you sell those? Like, not the i8, like I think the X5 or something is a plug-in hybrid.
Yes, you get the 40E. Again, it's not a car that I must say that we sold lots of models of, but they are available. And I think to the near future, especially for our performance-based SUVs, we're going to make a bit more of a apply that to those petrol models, and I think it's going to be quite nice, because then you got maybe a smaller petrol engine, let's say a V6 versus a V8 with hybrid technology with it, and then you're still going to have a nice sort of a performance vehicle.
What about the 330e? Do you have that one as well?
We do, yes. The new G20 hasn't come to SA yet, but it should happen in the next sort of 4 to 5 months.
Okay. I think hybrids are sort of like a bridging platform for people who don't really understand electric cars. At least they can start with a plug-in hybrid, one that can go about 50 kilometers. And
the range on those are very minimal.
And then at least if they are nervous, they have the backup of knowing they have some petrol in there. And then I think once they get used to, because if you have like the X, you said it's called the 540e?
Yes.
Yeah, so if it can go, let's say 30-40 kilometers on one charge, and if you're living here from Sandton to Four Ways on William Nicole, you can make it easily every day and back.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, and once people get that, and then when they do need to go to Durban, they can then add some petrol. But I know there's a charging network now. You guys, people drive from here to Durban, right?
Correct, yeah. So they've basically in all the major highways and some filling stations, the guys, and like with conjunction with some other brands, they are really putting up a bigger network for charging docks. And like I said, once the infrastructure is really in place, I think electric will take off massively in SA. So being with our high fuel prices.
And South Africa is quite a large country
to get around. We travel a lot.
Yeah. Like you were saying, you commute between Pretoria and Joburg.
Yeah.
And a lot of people still do that. So
no, big time. I see it in the traffic every morning. And another thing about this car is it turns a lot of attention. A lot of people, because it's it's something different. So which is always nice as well. a lot of people can't understand you driving on the highway, you're driving the same speed of them. They don't think that
this little thing can do that.
Yeah, so it's just people's perception. So as soon as it changes, it'll be for the better.
It's quite economical. It's showing so far it's doing 16.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers.
Yeah.
That's quite efficient.
No, very, very, yeah. So, I mean, this car gives us 120 basic range, so that's where your 260 Ks. And I think you can, if you drive the right way in traffic, you can even, because this is when the car's in its element in traffic.
Yeah, in traffic, yeah.
Accelerating, getting off the pedal,
getting a bit back, yeah.
Charge, and you literally don't use, your range just gets extended every time, so.
So at the back, how many can we sit? It's a 4-seater?
Yeah, strictly 4-seater. Yeah, there's no center seat belt. But then it's obviously with the suicide doors that we have here, they're open this way. It's easy to get in and out as well.
So, do you get a lot of inquiries, people asking about electric cars these days?
Yeah, the inquiries are definitely there in terms of people wanting to know more about the car. The current issue, I would just say, is in terms of is price, basically.
Price, yeah.
So that is the biggest challenge. A lot of people are very interested, but they don't quite have the funds to finance.
Is there a lobby, like someone lobbying the government? To remove the luxury tax and the other tax?
I've got no idea.
So it can at least have some sort of like a fair platform to compete, because it has additional taxes.
It does, yes, yeah.
Whereas, as you said, in other countries, you actually get some money back. There are incentives.
There is
like
a massive incentive.
In England, there's something about £3,000 off a car or something, which does help.
A lot, yeah. No, it's a no-brainer, but obviously there, depending on what vehicle you drive in the city, you also get tax, where if you go in with an electric car, you literally drive for free. So
thanks, Jaco.
It's a big pleasure. And another thing, it's very maneuverable, so you can literally, like, it's made pretty much for the city, so it's so easy to drive around and maneuver around, and that's it.
Thank you.
It's a big pleasure.